This is the Build Your Life Coaching Business podcast, where you can learn how to make more money as a life coach. My name is BJ Butler, an ex-corporate guy who helps life coaches do more of the coaching they are meant to do. Every episode helps you get more clients, make more money, and eliminate overwhelm. But if you don't want to do it yourself, contact me and I'll lead a team to do it for you. And here we go. Hello, and welcome back to the Build Your Life Coaching Business podcast. Today, we are talking about lead generation. Such a buzzy word. It can mean so many things. It can mean everything. It can mean nothing. It depends on the context. I'm breaking it down, so I'm going to tell you what it means for you as a life coach and what you need to be doing right now to get more clients. Today's episode is episode 3 of 4 that are going over my fundamentals of what every life coach needs to be doing right now and always. Episode number 1 was creating your offer, and the next 3 episodes were and are about telling people about your offer. That's it. All we're doing is that we're creating our offer that can help people, and we're telling people about it. So episode number 2 was about creating this content. Number 3, today we're talking about, okay, we are creating content, but ... I'm hearing crickets in response. All of this content that I'm creating is not bringing in new clients. I either have a podcast or I'm putting out information on social media, content on YouTube, blog, whatever it is for you. What do we do? That answer, of course, is lead generation. And what that is that it's telling people about what you do to actual people. When you're creating content, you might be publishing it, but there's likely a disconnect between the amount of effort that you're putting into it and how many people are seeing it. So for me, for example, I help life coaches make more money. I do that by either coaching them how to implement their ideas into their business, or 2, providing done-for-you services. I can lead a team to go create a landing page or a whole website for you. I can run meta ads. I can manage all the things related to a launch, providing services for podcasts such as show notes. Whatever it is, I am your one-stop shop for everything you need to run an online business as a life coach. Now, I can go write about all those things in blog posts. I can tell you about it on this podcast. But if life coaches aren't hearing it, then it's not going anywhere. So what do? There are primarily 2 ways of pushing your content in front of people, and that's either organic or paid. Organic is more about investing your time and energy. When you talk about organic lead generation, we're usually talking about SEO, which is search engine optimization. Again, it's a buzzy word. It means everything and nothing all at once. But let me boil it down. So the biggest thing is backlinks. Backlinks is links that other people have on their websites that lead back to your website. What the whole goal of SEO is that you're trying to train Google or any other search engine what you are about and how important you are. So you want to be able to show what kind of problems you can solve. And Google estimates how persuasive and effective you are by looking at all things SEO. But one way to really get more clicks from Google is to have more backlinks going towards your website. And then going down the list of other things SEO, there's blog post title or like on your website titles. You're training Google, okay, this page is about this title. And then you have subtitles below the title. All of that is, and of course you have all the text in between, but Google is going to put more weight on the headers and the titles. Google is going to be looking for keywords, words that get searched for often, and also show up on your website. It's trying to match those 2. It's looking at the images that are on your website. You can put a caption below them. That is information that Google is using. The actual URL of your website and the URL of each of the pages. All of this, Google puts all this information together to try to figure out what you're about and match that to the searches that it is receiving. When it finds a good match between what someone is Googling and what you're about and how popular you are based off of how many backlinks you're getting and how much traffic you're getting, then you start showing up. So what you need to take away from all that is just produce good content. And the more you do it, the longer you do it, and with the more backlinks, that all will set you off on the right foot. And that's really why guest podcasting, guest webinaring, Facebook groups, networking, all of it, those are all other examples that I'll get to, but all of it helps you because people are starting off on either other websites or they're typing in your website and they're getting to you And Google sees that. When Google sees people going to your website for this purpose, then it starts showing your content to other people. I mentioned guest podcasting. That is a great one because oftentimes you do get a backlink and you're getting your voice and your message across to a different audience. So that audience might come look for you. One thing to keep in mind when you're guest podcasting is you want to have something of value to offer that audience, like whatever your lead magnet is. And when people are searching out your lead magnet, Google will show that lead magnet to more people. Same concept with guest webinaring. I'm making up that word. You are showing up in someone else's webinar as providing value to that audience, and you're doing it for free with the likelihood that eventually some people in that audience will be seeking you out for your services. Facebook groups is a way for you to show up and lead with value. In Facebook groups, people are discussing their needs, and if there's a way that you're able to offer value, you're able to help someone within a Facebook group, you become seen as an expert. And whether it's that person or someone else who witnessed the conversation, you could be driving, more people could be seeking you out for that type of service. Of course, we all think of a crowded conference room at a hotel, everyone mingling, and that might give you the chills. But in-person networking is really about the in-person part. It doesn't have to be at a networking event, quote unquote. It's just when you are talking to other human beings. When someone asks you, what do? You don't say, I'm a life coach, and then stop and say it in such a way that you're not inviting further questions. You want to be able to say what you do in such a way that you invite people to continue talking about it. Because if you're like me, I enjoy what I'm doing. I want to talk about it. Now, when someone asks you what you do, you don't give them a diatribe of all the different ways that you help people, but you give someone a flavor of what you're about. And that is enough to, if someone's interested, they'll move the conversation on to what they want to know about. The other method of lead generation is using paid ads. This is investing money instead of time. The most popular way is with Facebook ads and Instagram ads. There's also Google ads, there's Pinterest ads, there's other ads out there. I really only focus on Facebook and Instagram. That's what I hear more about than anything else. I talked about organic lead generation as pushing your message out there in front of the right people. But this is really, you are very intentionally, very strategically putting your message in front of exactly who you want to see your message. So if my message was, are you someone who is trying to make money as a life coach? If so, I can help. And I put that into a blog post that goes onto my website that Google will only show every once in a blue moon. That's not very helpful. But what is very helpful, if I have that message in a Facebook ad and I choose to show that to life coaches, that's great. I think people are apprehensive about trying ads because they do cost money and you don't always know what your return is going to be. But you really can experiment with a couple dollars per day, and you are learning what people will go after and what they are going to ignore. You really have two ways of how you're going to let people know how you can help, and that is organic, which is you investing your time, and then there's paid, which is you investing money. Most coaches are doing both. They're creating content strategically in such a way that other business owners have links on their website directing people to yours, and you also have links on your website that go to other people's. Those backlinks tell Google a lot of information. They tell Google to show your information. They tell Google to show the other people's websites. A lot of life coaches will have their own podcast. They'll show up on other people's podcasts. They'll do everything I mentioned. They'll also have a lead magnet, which I actually have not said yet, but having a lead magnet a free lead magnet is very important. It is something of value to your ideal client that people can download for free in exchange for giving their name and their email address. But just having that does not mean it's going to be in front of people. A lot of coaches will also have the paid ads. Usually on Facebook and Instagram, you can invest as much or little as you want in order to learn as quickly or slowly as you want, but that can really add gasoline to the fire that is propelling your business. Of course, you could get lucky. You could create this content, you could have your lead magnet and it takes off, but we want to have a strategy that is repeatable and will work long term. So if you happen to create some content and it goes viral, well, that does give you a pretty good hint. Go create more content like that. But sometimes it's hard to predict why things are successful. And it's that understanding of why something was successful that lets you be able to go create more of it and be successful in the long term. And that is exactly what the 4th episode next week is all about. The next episode puts this all together. And the goal is that we are avoiding overwhelm. We're meeting your business goals. We're helping others so that if you do all these things, you are making money. You have a real business that is making money and that feels great. I'll see you next time. When you're ready to become that influential thought leader that you know you can become, watch my free training. It is an extremely straightforward approach to building a coaching business that provides you the time and money to create the lifestyle that you've been dreaming of. You can find it at bjbutler.com/free training. What are the ways to work with me? Well, there's 2 ways. 1, I do it for you. If you're interested in getting a quote for a new landing page, a whole website, Facebook ad campaign, project management for your next launch, and really anything else related to online business, email me, bj@bjbutler.com. The other way is coaching. We'll talk about your long-term goals. We'll break that down into what you need to be working on right now. In the end, with coaching, you'll be doing the work, but you'll get it done so much faster. You'll have accountability along the way, and having a coach just feels like you are in control.